Hello, my name is Jeff Goki. I'm the Executive Director of Phoenix One, and last night we met at Phoenix One and at the gathering, and we had an amazing gathering, but we also gave a pretty big announcement so that we want to kind of recap for you here in this short little video. And so one of the things we had talked about was that the reality that there are 86 million millennials in the U.S. 64% of them don't classify themselves as religious. 50% of them have left the faith completely. 65% rarely go to church. 25% of them are active in church, and 6 in 10 leave their faith if they grew up in the faith. 2 in 10 believe that going to church is important. And one of the other things we talked about was that only 8% of millennials vote. And so what that kind of says is that millennials aren't really showing up to things. In fact, the stereotype on the generation for millennials, and some of you are millennials watching this, and the stereotype is that you just don't show up to things. You talk about things, but you don't really do anything about them. And so we had given the history of Phoenix One and how we started, and that we really started to say, man, we want to go after this. We want to help reach young professionals. But one of the problems that we came to our attention that has occurred is that young professionals need to own the ministry. They need to own this. They need to be proactive in going and doing that and reaching their demographic. And so our encouragement to young professionals was like, we believe after all these years at Phoenix One, 3.5 years of really doing this full time and having all these gatherings, all these young professionals, and saying we believe more than ever that they're the answer, that they're the solution to reaching their generation, not us. That we desperately believe that they can actually reach their generation and go out. But for many of them, and for many of you, you're following into the stereotype of your generation, which is that you talk about stuff and you know all the problems, but you're not really doing anything about it. And so what we offered as a solution is to say this. What we really are desiring is for you to partner with your local church. We're asking young professionals to say, listen, go to their local churches and say, we want to help you reach millennials here at this church. We want to actively be involved in helping them reconnect back into our church. And the way we think we can do that is by starting these small groups at our churches or small communities, however your church does it. But the other part of that is that Phoenix One would come alongside of you and that we would help you do that. That Mike and I would work with your pastors and work with your churches and work with you, if you're a millennial and you're desiring to do this, to work with you to help you engage your generation back into your local church. And we believe that is so very important, and it puts it back into the hands of millennials and allows for them to say, I've got to do something to reach my generation. The other thing we asked is that they would help support Phoenix One. We had said last night that we had around 11,000 collective people who have come to Phoenix One over the last year, and only 65 of them actually gave to Phoenix One. And 15% of churches or 15% of our budget is actually supported by the local church. But 5 individuals have funded 70% of Phoenix One. And I think those investors believe in the local church. They love young professionals, and so they got behind it. But what they're saying at this point is they want millennials to own it. So this is the call that we said. We said, please, we want 200 young professionals to give $20 a month. And that's what we're asking for. We're asking for 200 young professionals to give $20 a month. Some of you can give more than that. Some of you are already given to Phoenix One. Thank you so much. And you're saying, hey, I can actually increase mine because I believe that as I fund Phoenix One, then Phoenix One is going to help me start a group in my church. My church needs this. My church needs this, and so Phoenix One is going to help me do that. It's going to fund. It's also to say our hope is that we bring back the gatherings. We bring them back, and this will help fund those in the future if that's something that God would have. But the so what of all this, so what about this? What's the big deal? The so what is that we want to encourage you to say that you are the answer, that you are the one that will help change this. And if the majority of you go to your local church, so we have anywhere between 700 to 1,000 young professionals that show up at a gathering every other week at Phoenix One. We're saying if the majority of you, say 60% or 70%, go to their local churches and say, I'll do whatever it takes to reach my generation, to partner with you, the local church, to help reach my generation. That's going to change the local church. That's going to change all the problems that I just talked about. And we believe that millennials have to do that. And so the big question that came out at the gathering that we talked about was, what about the future of Phoenix One? So what does that look like? And the future is this, is last night was our last gathering, potentially. And the future really depends on what millennials do to reach out and support their local churches. And what millennials do to fund Phoenix One is we try to help them, millennials, you, some of you, to help you build these groups in your local churches as we work with your pastors, as we work with the staff to help build a system to help you bring your friends into the local church, these small communities. A vision for you to think about. Wouldn't it be cool if you walked in the front door of the majority of the churches in the valley and there was millennials in the front room greeting people? Like, that would change the way that millennials feel when they walk through the front door. So what we're saying is, it's yours. We're giving it back to you, and we believe in you. We believe through the Holy Spirit in the same way that Jesus said to his disciples, go make disciples, baptize in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Go throughout the world, go throughout the valley. Bring your friends back to the local church. And as we do that, our great hope is that Phoenix One continues. We really do. We hope we get to do another gathering. And we hope that gathering will happen, and it will be a celebration of what is happening in the local church in the valley as the millennials are owning the ministry, as millennials are owning the responsibility of going after this for their local church in partnership with their local church. And their local church going, go get them. We're for you guys. We love you guys. We believe in you guys. And so effectively, as of August 1st, if we don't receive the donations that we need, we will be done. Phoenix One will be done as an organization, and your donation will stop. The other thing is, if we don't find that young professionals want to go do this in the local church, then we're done as well. And the other thing we're asking is that we get 25 churches, local churches, to partner with us at $300 a month. That they say, hey, listen, we believe in what you're doing, and we want to partner with you. And so if that doesn't happen, then that'll be another thing, that August 1st, we're going to make the decision whether we'll continue forward or not. And again, this has been a really cool time for us. The last 3.5 years has been amazing ministry, and we believe in the local church. We believe in millennials, and we believe that they can go after this and they can change their generation. But we desire desperately, and this is what we said last night, we just desire desperately for millennials not to be the stereotype, because they're brilliant people. Some of you watching, you are smart, brilliant, educated people, and you get to choose what you do with your life. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. And what we would say is, be the change you want to see in your local church. Be the change you want to see in the world. If you go, hey, listen, I know my friends are not connected to a local church, then go change that. Go be a part of doing that. And so here's the big reality. The big reality is this. If you know the information to be true and you do nothing about it, it shows that you are either lazy or that you just don't care. And we're hoping that you do care, and we're hoping that you do something. So a few things. Number one, if you would like to donate to Phoenix One, go to ph1.org/B1, and you can make a monthly donation there. We're asking for $20 a month, a monthly donation, or more. You can make a one-time donation, but we're looking for 200 young professionals to give $20 a month. If you would like to partner with us, you can call me personally on my cell phone. It's 480-639-8466. Give me a call, and I would love to meet with you. Or you can just email Mike or I. Mine's Jeff@phx1.org. Mike's is Mike@phx1.org. Just contact us. We'll get in contact with you, and we'll help you, and we'll work with you to help start these groups in your local church. Last but not least, if you're interested in starting a group in your local church and figuring out what it means to partner with Phoenix One as we do that, next Tuesday, we'll be meeting up here at Historic at 7 o'clock, or City of Grace downtown. at 7 p.m. in the main sanctuary, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So that's kind of a recap of what we said. And just in ending, the reality of what we said was this, is that we love millennials. We love the local church, and we believe desperately in both. And we as an organization, as Phoenix One, want to do everything we can to support and not enable behaviors, but support them as they go after it. As you millennials go after it, we want to support you in that effort to partner with your local church to see this happen. So we love you. We believe in you. We desire desperately for Phoenix One not to go away, but the future depends on you, and we believe in you and trust you, and we'll be praying for you. God bless.